today we'll see the different kinds of data exploration with pandas. So last class we have seen if we want to observe first few rows, then you have to write the number of rows that you want to observe. Suppose I want to observe 10 rows, then you just within parentheses write 10, and if you execute, you will see the first 10 rows. Okay. Similarly, from the end, if you want to observe, then within parentheses you can write that. If you want to see that total how many rows are there or how many columns are there in that data set, so for that command is iris.shape. And you see in iris dataset there are total 150 rows and there are 6 columns. Now if you want to see the some of the description of the whole dataset, then it is iris.describe. Okay, iris.describe, and if you execute, you see that will give you the total number of counts, that means total how many data are there, then the mean of each column, then standard deviation of each column, minimum, maximum of each column, and lower quartile, upper quartile, and the median of each column that you will get. Okay, so 50% means it is the median value. Okay, and 25% means the lower quartile, that means below 25% how many are there, and more than 75% how many are there, and the maximum of each column that will get. So this is iris.describe. Now suppose you want to extract some of the values. Okay, so in that case you see the command is iris.iloc. Okay, iris.iloc, and you see 0:3 comma 2:4. That means the first one is corresponding to the rows and the second one is corresponding to the column. 0:3 means you want to observe the indexes starting from 0 and 1 less than 3. So basically you will observe 0, 1, 2. You will observe 0, 1, 2, and 2 to 4 means from 2 to 4, this column, that means 2 and 3, these two column you will observe. So if we just simply execute, you observe that 0:3, that means it will start from 0, then 1, then 2. So these 3 rows you will observe, and 2 to 4 means the index wise which is there at 2 and which is there at 3. Okay, 1 less than, so here it is the actual data set, and in that data set it is 0, then 1, then 2. Okay, you observe, and then 3 is this one. So these two data you will actually extract. So you just do this part. I'm sharing in the chat box. And check whether it is coming or not. This is very important, that how you can extract through iloc. Now,
sir, 0 to 3 mane
0, 1, 2 in the index wise 0, 1, 2, and 2 to 4 means 2, 3. So first index is corresponding to rows and the next one is corresponding to column. Okay, now another extraction method is there, and that is loc. Okay, this one is the iloc, another one is there which is loc, iris.loc. In this case you see 0:3. In this case this 3 is included. In this case 3 is included, that you just remember. In loc 3 is included, index 3 is included, and you see that a column name you can give in this way. So if you do this through loc command, you see now the 3 is included. Previously we have seen that 0:3 means 3 is not included. That is the common we have seen earlier also. But in log command, you see this 3 is included. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the column name, through column name, you can extract also. So you also do this one. Now, next one is very important. Suppose you want to drop a particular column. You want to drop a particular column. Let us consider in this actual data set, we do not want this ID column. We do not want this ID column. So what we can do, we can simply write a command which is iris.drop, and then you write the column name, that is ID, then comma axis is equal to 1. You know axis is equal to 1 means column. So that ID column will be dropped then, and that will be saved to another data frame called df1. Okay, now if you want to observe what is there in df1, you write df1 and execute, and you see that now the ID column is not there. Okay, so you do this. So check whether it is coming or not. So in this way, you can drop a particular column. Next one, you see that suppose you want to drop 3, 4, 5 and axis is equal to 0. That means you want to drop some rows. Instead of column, you want to drop some rows. And which rows you want to drop? Say 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5, this you want to drop. And then you want to see that in this new data frame, first 10 data. And if you observe that, you see that 3, 4, 5, this data is not there in the row. So after 2, you can see it is 6. Okay. So in this way, we can drop either column or the rows. Now more functions like if you want to find out the mean.
Sir, dropping
Yes.
column টা আরেকবার repeat করবেন?
Suppose you want to drop certain rows. In that case, the command is axis is equal to 0. You have to write axis is equal to 0. Axis is equal to 0 means rows. And which rows you want to drop, so that you pass through a list. And in case of a column, the command is axis is equal to 1. Okay. And you give the name of those column. Now, if you want to find out the mean, iris.mean, that will give you mean of each and every column. You see, mean of each and every column you will get. Similarly, the minimum value of each column, that you can extract in this way. Now, suppose you want to operate something through some function. Suppose you want to multiply each of the column values by 2. Suppose you want to double a column value. So in that case, how can we do that? We can write a simple function like def double s. S is the variable, then return 2 into s. Okay, so this is a function that will simply double a particular value. So now if you want to double the column name, suppose sepal length in centimeter and sepal width in centimeter, these two column values you want to double, then the command is iris, then within a list you pass this particular list, that is the name of these two column, and then dot apply method, dot apply double. Double is the function that you have already defined. So first execute that function, and after that, if you do that, you will find that these two column name corresponding to that the values are doubled. Okay, so in this way you can manipulate the column values. So this is also a very important one. So okay. Now execute this one and check whether it is coming or not. Okay. So these are the some of the very basic pandas data exploration we have seen, and during our machine learning course we'll see many other data exploration technique, and these are some of the very basic that we have seen. Now next we'll see that data visualization that is done by this library matplotlib. Okay. So first you import numpy as np, and from matplotlib import pyplot as plt. Okay. So you first so observe what we are doing. From matplotlib we are importing pyplot and we are giving a name of the pyplot, a shortcut name, that is plt. So in place of pyplot we are going to write plt. Okay, suppose we want to make a line plot, and for that we will create a numpy array first. Suppose x is a numpy array that is contain np dot a range 1 to 11. Okay, so within 1 to 11 it will take some values of x, and then y equal to x square. Okay, that means you can see that x and y. Suppose you want to see what is x. So this is x from 1 to 11. So actually up to 10 it will take, and the corresponding y is x square. Now if you want to plot this x versus y, then what is the command? Command is plt dot plot x comma y. Okay, plt is basically the pyplot that you have given the name plt dot plot, within bracket you write x comma y, and then to see that you write plt dot show.
হ্যালো স্যার,
Yes,
বলছি স্যার এটা তো রান করছে না, মানে কিছু এক্সিকিউটও করছে না।
স্যার আমার ওই ম্যাটপ্লটলিবের ওই ফাংশনটা এরর দেখায়।
এরর কিছু আসছে না, কিন্তু বলছে সেল ইজ অলরেডি রানিং, কিন্তু কোনো এক্সিকিউট কিছু হচ্ছে না।
which one? This one?
স্যার এই ইম্পোর্ট নামপাই অ্যাজ এনপি, ওটা
Import numpy as np, and this it will simply within x these values will be taken between 1 to 10, and within y x square will be taken. There should not be anything that will be executed. Here I have written x, that is why it is showing the values of x. Okay.
ও ওকে স্যার এক্সটা লিখলেই তবে তো।
The next you see that array, next you see that plt dot plot xy and plt dot show. You execute this one,
স্যার
you will observe the variation of y and x.
স্যার একটা জিনিস ডাউট আছে স্যার, আপনি বললেন এক্সটা 1 থেকে 11 এর মধ্যে রেঞ্জটা নেবে, তো স্যার এখানে অ্যারেতে তো স্যার 1টাও আছে, তো 2 থেকে 10 অবধি নিয়ে উচিত ছিল না অ্যারেটা।
হ্যাঁ, তাই তো নেয়। So it will always take from the first value, but it will not include the last value.
ওকে স্যার।
Okay, so in this way you can plot the x versus y. So check whether it is coming or not.
Yes, sir, it is coming.
Okay. Now To make it better, to make this plot better, you should add the title, labels of the graph, and that you can do through these few commands. You see, what we are doing here. For the title, what is the command? Plt dot title, and then within bracket, within quotation, you write what is the title of the graph. Then write the x label, then write the y label. The commands are plt dot x label, plt dot y label, and within quotation you write those x label and y label. And then plt dot show if you do, and if you execute, you see that title, x label, y label, all these things will come. Clear?
স্যার আরেকবার রিপিট করুন।
You just observe the line of codes that to include title, the command is plt dot title, and then within bracket you write what title you want to give to that graph. Then x level, right? X level, that means in the x axis what you want to write, time in second. So put that. Then y level, you write what you want at the y level. Okay. And then plt dot show, if you execute, you will see that graph will be like this.
ওকে স্যার।
Okay. Now, to change the colors and the style of the graph, that also you can do. Here you observe that plt dot plot, then x comma y. After that, you include the other parameters like color, line style, line width, all that. So previously we have written only xy. That means it will take the default value. But if you specifically mention the color, then you have to write color is equal to g. G means green. Then comma, line style is equal to, within quotation, suppose you write colon. Then line width, you give say 2. And then you write the title, x level, y level, all these things as before. And if you execute, you see that you will get this kind of a graph. So you can change the color or the line width in this way. Now suppose you want to add 2 lines in the same plot. Okay, you want to draw 2 lines in the same plot. So for that, you see what we are doing, that suppose you defined x 0 to 11, then y1, that is a 8x, it's a straight line. Then y2 is another variable defined as x square. And we want to plot both x comma y1 and x comma y2 in the same graph. So for that, you see that plot plt dot plot x comma y1, and you mention the color, line style, and line width. And then plt dot plot x comma y2, mention the color, line style, and line width. Okay, and then you give the title, x level, y level, and you can also put the grid on. So for that, plt dot grid, within bracket you write true. Okay, then plt dot show. So if you do that, you'll observe this kind of a graph. Here you see that grids are on. So in this way, you can make the graph better. It's working fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this is again another very important, that is to make the subplot. Okay. Suppose you defined x and y. Suppose as before, x is within range 0, 11, y1, y2. And now you want to make the subplot. Subplot means what? You want to see 2 plots side by side. Okay, so in that case, what you do, that plt dot subplot, then this part But before that, let me read. Now listen carefully. How to make the subplot? Subplot meaning is what? You see that PLT dot subplot is first two things, 1, 2. It is basically indicates that how many rows and how many column you want. Okay, how many rows and how many column you want to see. So 1 is the row and 2 is the column, and then you mention that at which location you want to plot this particular graph. This is what is the meaning of these three different digits. The first two is that what is the total number of subplots. That means it's row and column. So here 1, 2 means we want 1 row and 2 column. 1 row and 2 column. And this 1 means in this 1 row 2 column, in the first column, I want this graph. Then you see another plot has been done with subplot 1, 2, 2. So 1, 2 is basically your subplot, that is 1 row 2 column, and in the column 2 you want to see this particular plot that is described below. Okay, so this is what is the meaning of subplot. Is this clear or not? First tell me. Other things are exactly similar. Let me execute and then you will understand. So here you try to understand what is the meaning of 1, 2. 1, 2 means there will be 1 row and there will be 2 column. And first subplot is 1, 2, 1. That means in the first column I want this graph. That is written just below this subplot. And then 1, 2, 2. That means in the second column I want to plot this subplot. Okay. So in this way we can make the subplot. Any confusion? Please tell me. This is very, very important.
স্যার আরেকবার বলবেন, বোঝাবেন স্যার?
Okay. Actually meaning is, suppose I write is this as say 1, suppose I write this as 2, 3. 2, 3. So 2, 3 means what? It will create the position for 2 rows and 3 columns. 2 rows and 3 columns. That means how many graph total can be accommodated in this sub? How many graphs can be accommodated? 2 rows, 3 columns. Shubhashish, if we write 2, 3, then how many graphs can be accommodated in that space? 2 into 3, total 6 graphs can be accommodated. Because there are 2 rows and there are 3 columns. And in those 6 positions, this one indicates that at which location it is there. Okay.
মানে at each location there will be one graph only.
Yes. So this is what is the meaning. Now coming to the bar chart. So bar chart you can make in this way. Let us consider a student you defined as one of the dictionary, that is Ajoy is the key and the value is 87, and similar way you have defined this dictionary, and then the name you define as this list which are taking the keys only, that means Ajoy, Shoham, Kaushik. Okay, so you extract the name as the keys, and then in the marks Shobhik mute, Shobhik Khan mute. Now in the name you create the list where it will contain only the key values of that dictionary student, and then in the marks it will just contain the values of that dictionary student, and then you give the title Y level, and to make a bar plot or bar chart the command is plt.bar. Command is plt dot bar, and then within bracket you write the variables like name and marks that you have created. Then you can write color is equal to G, okay, and then plot show. Now if you execute this one, you will see that this kind of a bar chart will be created. Okay. Now to make a scatter plot, you see that you defined X as a list, Y is another list, and you just make a scatter plot of X and Y. So plt dot scatter, this is what is the command, then X comma Y, then comma marker. Marker is basically the particular symbol that you are using in those points. So marker is equal to star, color is equal to G. So you can write only C as the color, or you can also write COLOR, and S is equal to 2000. Okay, S is equal to 200. Okay, let's see that what it is giving.
স্ক্যাটার প্লটটা আরেকবার রিপিট করবেন?
Scatter plot, basically you have to define X and Y to list, and after that the command is plot dot scatter XY. That's all. By default it will take some marker or something color, or if you want to specifically mention some marker or color, in that case you can mention that.
স্যার s is equal to 200 এটা কি?
This is basically the size, okay, the size of that particular marker.
Okay, sir.
You can check with the other sizes and you can see that how is the size changing.
স্যার
Yes,
স্যার নেটওয়ার্ক প্রবলেমের জন্য হঠাৎ লুজ হয়ে গেল স্যার। বার চার্টের পরে আপনি যে কোডটা পাঠিয়েছেন একবার আর পাঠাবেন প্লিজ।
which one? Bar chart.
স্যার আই থিংক আফটার বার চার্ট।
স্ক্যাটার প্লটটাই পাঠাতে বলছে।
ইয়েস স্যার, স্ক্যাটার চার্ট।
Which one? Subplot, have you done subplot?
ইয়েস স্যার, স্ক্যাটার চার্ট, আই ওয়ান্ট স্ক্যাটার চার্ট।
Oh, scatter plot, only you want scatter plot.
আচ্ছা দিয়ে দিয়েছে শুভঙ্কর।
দিয়ে দিয়েছো?
ইয়েস স্যার দিয়ে
হ্যাঁ।
দিয়েছে, থ্যাংক ইউ।
Okay. Next, to plot the histogram, you see that suppose data 1 is a list and plt.hist is the histogram, and then you write the data 1 comma color and beans. Beans is basically the interval, okay, that you mention, and you change the values of beans and you check that how the graph is looks like. So in this way you can take the histogram. So in this way you can make the histogram. So histogram, you know, is nothing but the frequency of each of the term. How many times this particular term is there, that is there in the y-axis, the frequency. Next, making a histogram over large data set from file. Suppose from the iris data set we want to make some histogram. So first you print iris.head. So this is the iris data set, large data set, you know. And suppose we want to plot the histogram of sepal length, okay. Histogram of sepal length, if you want to see. then you see, so this will be the histogram, how the sepal length in different data that is varying. So you just observe that how we are writing this. So iris data set, so it is iris, then within third bracket you write the column that you want to make the histogram, and then after comma, and you can give the color and the bins. The next one is the box plot. You can make the box plot also. L1 and L2 are the two lists, and L3 is another list. And suppose you want to make a list of L1, L2 and L3. And if you want to make the box plot of these three, then if you want to make the box plot of this, you will see it will give this kind of a graph. What is the meaning of the box plot? The meaning of box plot is that here there are three lists, L1, L2 and L3. And the box plot corresponding to L1, L2 and L3 are this. Here you see this indicates the minimum value of L1. Here you see the minimum value of L1 is 0. And here it is showing the maximum value of L1. It is showing around 9. And here you see that this yellow line indicates the median. Yellow line indicates the median of these values. Okay. And this line indicates the lower quartile, and this one indicates the upper quartile. Lower quartile means 25%. And this is corresponding to 75%. And median, 50%. Any confusion? Have you understood what is box plot? Suppose this is list 1. Okay. So for list 1, you see that what is the minimum value of list 1, what is the maximum value of list 1. That you can understand. And then you see this yellow line. That yellow line is the median value. Median value means the less than this value, how many number of values are there, more than this value, similar number of values are there. Okay, so this is the median value. Same number of values are less than that, and same number of values are more than that. That is what is minimum. This is lower quartile. Lower quartile means 25% are less than that, 75% are more than that. And here it is 75%. That means 75% are less than that, and 25% are more than that. Okay, so this is what is the, these are called the lower quartile and upper quartile, and this is the median. So from this graph directly you can understand what is the minimum, maximum, median, lower quartile and the upper quartile and median. Okay. Sometimes for the data exploration, these are very, very important plots that gives you an idea about the whole. If big data is there, then this kind of plot helps you to understand about the nature of data. Next is the pie chart. Suppose fruit is a list where apple, mango, orange, banana, these are there, and amount is another list containing some values. And if you want to make a pie chart, then the command is plt.pie, and then you first write the values, that is amount. Then you write labels is equal to fruit. Labels is equal to fruit. And then you write autopcity is equal to percentage 0.1. That means you want to see the values, one value after decimal. Okay. And these are the float value. That is why F is there. If you execute this, you will see this kind of a pie chart. And here you see that the percentages are written 22.9. So after decimal only one digit is there, and that is why it is 0.1. If you write 0.2, then after decimal there will be 2 digits. Okay, so these are some of the very basic visualization technique using matplotlib.